Pinky. I know it's been a minute. I wanted to talk a little bit about a subject that I get a lot of questions about this, not on YouTube per se, but in general, in terms of my job and what I do. And the main question I get asked is, how does a person go about obtaining their goals? Now, it's not an easy question, but I have found that there are some certain things that people can do to gain their confidence, go forth and try to attempt to do some of those things that they have dreamed about, wanted to do, couldn't find a way to do. Life gets in the way sometimes, so we find it difficult to do things like go back to school, especially if we have children, or expand, start your own business, things of that nature. But there's a few things that you can do, and the first thing that I encourage a person to do is to commit everything to paper. Just write it all down, and that way you can go back later on and modify it if you have to. But you have like a blueprint of some of your goals and some of the things that you're striving for. Now, when you write those things down, the first rule of thumb, I think, is to be realistic. It's nice. Some people do want to be an astronaut, but is that a realistic goal? Can everyone be that? No, they cannot. You have to do something that is realistic, obtainable, that you can put a time frame on, perhaps, that you can find the financing to do. Like, for instance, some people who may want to start their own business, they might have big dreams and big ideals, but the thing that they have to do first is start slowly, small, build up, and flip their money into bigger and bigger ventures each time. That's the realistic thing to do. The second thing is, don't listen to what everyone else around you says. Now, if that particular individual that you're speaking to is an expert or has a lot of knowledge on the topic that you're speaking to them about, then okay. But friends and relatives and people who just want to, interject their opinion without having any kind of facts or thoughts other than what they think might potentially happen, or, oh, you can't do that, or, why do you want to do that? It's none of their damn business. It's not their goal. It's not up to them to do. It's not for them to work hard and do it. And another thing is, if you fail at something, that's okay. People think failure is just some death nail in their coffin. It's not, okay? Everybody fails, all right? And the key and the trick is learn from that failure, disappointment, setback, or whatever you want to call it, and then get back up, dust yourself off, and get back in there, okay? One person that turns you away or says no to you does not mean your world. Think about those who want to go into the field, say, of acting or modeling or music or something like that. Rejection is part of the gig, okay? You're going to get turned downs. You're not going to be accepted for every job. But you have to know that that really has no bearing on your own self-worth. That does not mean that you're not good at what you do. It just simply means that those people did not need you for that particular project at that time, but that has no bearing on you as a person, your skill level, or whatever. So do not look at failure as though, you're no good, you can't do it, maybe you ought to find something else to do. No, just keep trying at it. Another thing is, find out what it is that you are actually good at. Okay, something that you have, a talent, a gift, something that you feel that you were born with or born to do. And then you take that thing and then you expand it into something that potentially can make you money. Because there's nothing worse than going to a job or working at something and you might be able to do it, but you hate it. Why would you want to strive to do something that you can't stand? That doesn't make sense. If you love something, or if you do something well, or if something comes easy to you, then it's just that much easier to go forth and do that thing and get paid for it and have a blast while doing it. When you go to work every day, it shouldn't be a struggle, okay? Because that is what brings stress into our lives. That makes our job performance go down. We don't want to show up to work every day. We want to call in sick. We want to do anything but be in that place. Okay, and that's not a healthy environment in order for you to thrive and for you to truly put forth your best efforts. Another thing when it comes to obtaining your goals, and this is something that I think is rarely spoken about, is the company that you keep. You can't expect to have high ideas and high goals while you are hanging around people who have low expectations. If your best friend is a bum that sits on the couch all day watching television, what can they offer you in terms of a boost, advice, a helping hand? What will they do for you? Okay, if your best friend is in and out of jail all the time, then guess what? That is going to reflect on you and your ability, and potentially if an employer, sees something like that, since they're stalking MySpace and Facebook and all that, the company that you keep these days is very important, okay? And they are a reflection of you. Okay, now I understand that everybody's got a friend that they've had for the longest time, and no matter what they do, they still can do no wrong. I mean, that's cool, but I'm just saying that as a whole, if you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of individuals who haven't achieved anything in life, aren't looking forward to achieving anything in life, then I think you need to think about changing your surroundings, because there's something about being around others who are going after their goals that helps a person to also go for their goals. It's contagious, and that's all I can really say about that. Another thing is that when you're going and you're writing down your goals and you're trying to put things in place and you're out there and you're trying to do whatever it is and set things up, and even while you're actually working at it, you have to realize that things take time. And not 5 minutes, not 15 minutes, a day, a year. It might take 5-10 years to reach the ultimate goal that you have stated for yourself. But just know that if you keep working at a thing, you're always moving forward. You're always getting closer to obtaining whatever it is that you set out for. A lot of us are looking for instant gratification and, instant success, instant fame, whatever you're looking for. It's not going to happen. It does happen for a select few, but the odds are that whatever you get, you're going to have to work for it. And you're going to have to know that you're going to have to work for it. And just, put that on your mind and go forth. When I started in college, I knew that it was going to take me at least 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. That's just how it goes. So if you're out here and you're starting something new, if you're changing careers, or this doesn't even have to be specific to a career choice. This could be any goal that you have in your life. You know what I mean? You could have a goal to move to a bigger house, or you can have a goal to do something or spend more time with your children. These kinds of things apply to all areas and aspects of your life, to spirituality as well. I'm going to be more diligent about my spirituality and reading upon those things and meditating upon those things. It's all the same. But you have to know that it's going to take time to get to that level where you want to be. And if it's not moving fast enough for you, then you have to stop, look at everything, and just say, okay, I have to be a little bit more patient. Trust me, patience is honestly a virtue. And if you can be patient with yourself, and if you can honestly say that you have always made forward motion, even if it's in baby steps, that you are doing something. So that's my best advice on that topic. But the first thing, like I said, is just to write everything down on paper, and then just go over your list every now and then, and you can adjust it. Some things may no longer be realistic, and you might have to put them off the list. Or you might be driving in your car one day and something else hits you, like, oh, I can do this. put it on the list. Okay, but one day everything on that list will slowly be crossed off, and then at the end of it you can look at that old ratted up piece of paper and was like, damn, I did it.